Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Insightful Principles. I'm excited to get this episode started, and I want to tell you all thank you so much for tuning in and continuing to support this channel. Now, recently, within the past couple of weeks, I went ahead and bought my first silver coin. I bought 6 ounces of silver, and I want to share some of the gems that the precious metals dealer provided to me, and just also detailing what you need to look for whenever you're investing in precious metals. Now, before I move forward, if you all can please like, subscribe, and share this video, that would be greatly appreciated. So for anyone that's considering investing into precious metals such as gold, silver, platinum, or even palladium, I would definitely consider it because it gives you a well-rounded precious metals portfolio. Each metal has its own purpose, and I briefly wanted to go over specifically what those investment purposes are. Gold is a great store of value. You've heard me speak on it before, and it has a great store of value whenever there's concerns with our government, when the US dollar is devalued over time, when there's uncertainty, and whenever our banks are perceived as being unstable. And we definitely can see that right now between the government and the Federal Reserve. They're just printing money like candy. It's so much money being circulated, and it's being spent so frequently that, you know, we're just in a debt cycle. And I definitely think that it is going to have some tremendous ramifications with all of the stimulus checks that were given to the economy. So I definitely think that more people invest in gold whenever they see uncertainty with the government and just with our money supply. And another reason is for inflation. And essentially what inflation is, and it's an expansion of the money supply. And we can surely say within these last couple of years, there has been a tremendous expansion of money supply, of just money being printed in general. When prices start to increase in the economy, and when interest rates are negative with the equity, the bond, and also the real estate markets, investors will focus on an asset such as gold that tends to maintain its value. Lastly, whenever there is a war or a political crisis, people will use gold to trade goods and services, and also to migrate to a less dangerous destination. Next, with silver, the price of silver swings depending on its perceived role as a store of value and also its purpose as an industrial metal. This is why silver tends to be more volatile than gold, because of the supply and demand of this industrial metal. Silver price fluctuates based on new innovations, including electrical appliances, medical products, batteries, superconductor applications, and microcircuit markets. Silver price is determined by applications as an industrial metal, and it's not just used for fashion or store value in a comparison to gold. Now, with platinum, it tends to have a higher cost per troy ounce. This is the weight of the coin during periods of market and political stability, because the metal is much rarer. This metal is not pulled as much annually from the ground in comparison to gold, and factors that determine platinum prices is the demand for automotive catalysts, which help with reducing the harmlessness of emissions. Jewelry also accounts for a majority of the demand with platinum, as well as demand in the auto industry, because it does have a heavy reliance with this metal. And then platinum prices are determined as a large part of auto sales and also production numbers. Lastly, with palladium, it has more industrial uses than the previous metals I've discussed throughout this video. Palladium is often used in many types of the manufacturing processes, such as electronics and industrial products. It also is used in dentistry, medicine, solar energy, groundwater treatment, and even chemical applications. This metal is also harder as far as the texture of the metal than platinum, which makes it more durable. All of these applications are what drives or decreases the price of palladium. So when I purchased silver recently, the things that you need to look for is knowing what the spot price and the premium is. The spot price is the current market price at which silver is bought or sold for payment and delivery. The spot price is an international global price that you'll be able to see minute by minute just looking at the market. And the price of silver here in the U.S. is still going to be the same price in France, for example. The spot price is recognized globally, and is going to be the price that you will see for the asset just looking at the market. Now, the premium is what's charged on top of the spot price. And the premium is essentially the total cost per ounce minus the spot price. That's going to give you your premium, and it's the total cost per ounce for whichever metal that you're looking at. Now, also what can determine the cost for the premium is just the cost of a precious metal dealer doing business, such as fabrication and also distribution. Essentially, the premium is, you want to really look at that as far as the spread, when you're looking at what a dealer is charging you with the premium and also the spot price, and you want to try to find as small as the spread as you can. Of course, you want to make sure that you're buying a high quality metal. You want to make sure the metal has great brand recognition, and also that you're buying from a reputable dealer. So you definitely don't want to buy anything cheap. You get what you pay for at the end of the day, but also make sure that you're not getting scammed. Now, for me, with the 6 ounces of gold, the 6 ounces of silver that I purchased, it was $222, and I paid a premium of $6 per coin. Now, silver right now is very cheap, and it's also very scarce because of its use as an industrial metal. Now, demand for physical silver has increased over the past few years, and it's just simply because of all of the things I've discussed with the government, the uncertainty with banks, inflation, everything going on with the stimulus checks that have been printed out. And there has been talks of a supply shortage when it comes to silver. Actually, American Silver Eagles from the U.S. Mint are out of stock at even the largest U.S.-based dealers like Amex. And then also, American Silver Eagles are one of the most common silver precious metals. And Amex is an online precious metal dealer. And also ATS Bullion, a London-based precious metal retailer, they're completely out of silver coins. So the next thing that you want to look at when you're purchasing precious metals is brand recognition of the coin or the bar that you're purchasing. It makes it easier for you to resell that asset whenever you want to liquidate it, and you want to make sure that that asset is liquid. So I mentioned the American Silver Eagles. It's a very popular silver metal to buy. The United States Mint, which is actually the manufacturer for the American Silver Eagles, they've been minting their silver bullion series since 1986 with the American Silver Eagle coin. Now, for me, I purchased the Canadian Maple Leafs, and I'm actually going to show you a picture here. Now, this is another well-recognized brand within the precious metal industry. It's one of the highest quality precious metals made in the world, and I know it's probably hard to see, but literally if you put Canadian Maple Leafs silver coins on Google, you'll definitely be able to research it. Now, one thing you want to look for is the purity of the coin, and the purity for this coin is 99.99% of fine silver. That is the purity, and that's very important because you want to make sure that the quality of the coin, you're getting it not only from a quality dealer, but also that the condition of the coin matches the purity of what shows on the coin. Now, this is one of the best-selling coins in the world, and it is referred to as the Silver Maples. On the front, you actually can see Queen Elizabeth, and then on the back, of course, is the iconic maple leaf logo. I mean, this thing is very unique. When you look at the history, it's just a very delicate, and just from the design structure of this coin is very very nice. And you know, it's one of the most beautiful precious metals that you would see within all of the world. Now, it's highly recommended, as a coin to invest in. Is highly reputable. It has great brand recognition, and it's certainly one that I would say you should check out. Now, for me personally, I purchased my ounces of silver from Fisher. The name of the company is Fisher Precious Metals, and they're actually in Deerfield Beach, Florida. So if you're in Florida, definitely check them out. They're a great, reputable dealer, and they're great to do business with, and they have tons of options there in their facility. Now, you can also look at these same brands for gold. They're well recognized when it comes to gold, whether you're looking at coins or even bars. Now, another great brand, reputable brand, is the South African Cougarin. This is another one that you can invest in, specifically with gold. They have them with silver, but I've heard that the value of the for the South African Cougarin coins for silver is not as valuable when you look at gold. So definitely, if you're going to look at that, I would say look at gold. And South Africa actually mints the Cougarin. And the Kruger name actually comes from Paul Kruger. He was actually the president of the country back in the 19th century. So similar to the way they have Queen Elizabeth on the Canadian Maple Leafs, they have Paul Kruger on the South African Cougarin gold coins. Now, the Cougarin is durable because the coin has a copper gold alloy added to it, which makes the coin resistant to scratches and dings. Whereas with the Canadian Maple Leaf, is more delicate. So this is the type of coin you don't necessarily want to drop. You want to make sure that you store it in a nice, safe place, such as a safe or even a vault. So that's another thing that you want to identify when you're investing in precious metals. Just looking at the storage implications and how you're actually going to keep that asset, just valuable over time. Now, the last thing that I wanted to mention is the difference between coins versus bars. Now, the four things that are the most common between coins and bars is, of course, the manufacturers. I've discussed some of them throughout this episode. With the Canadian Maple Leafs, the Royal Canadian Mint is actually the manufacturer for that specific coin. You have Pam Swiss, which is another manufacturer for most gold coins. Also with their the kilos, and also for the pounds as well. Now, the next thing you want to look at is the weight of the coin. Of course, with the Canadian Maple Leaf, they have it right at the bottom. Most coins, you'll see it right at the bottom center. You want to look for that, and then also you want to look for different sizes. You want to make sure that, me personally, I invest in ounces, because from talking with other people in the industry, they say that it's best to start there and work yourself up. Really buying grams or fractional coins, it's not going to be as valuable when you go to resale, and it may not be as liquid. So definitely keep that in mind. The third thing is the purity, like I mentioned before, just the quality of the coin. With the Canadian Maple Leafs, it's 4 nines. Most coins or bars, you'll either see 3 or 4 nines. And then also you want to look for the color. Of course, that may seem obvious, but you want to always make sure when you're looking at the coin that it identifies either as gold, silver, platinum, or palladium. And it will be stamped on the metal, so it's not very hard to find. As far as the differences, gold tends to have a lower premium in comparison to silver. Also, bars tend to have a lower premium than coins. The cost to produce, for example, a 5 or a 10 ounce or even a keloid bar is lower than the cost of a 1 ounce coin, which I think is very interesting, and it actually gives you more of an incentive to want to buy a bigger size, as far as you want to try to find something that's maybe 5 or 10 ounces to kind of have a lower premium. And it's the same concept as silver as well. Another difference is the higher you go up in size with the precious metal, the lower your premium will be, like I previously mentioned. So, for example, a 1 ounce silver coin may cost you $4 for the premium over the spot price, Whereas with 1,000-ounce silver bar, you may only pay 80 cents for the premium over the spot price. For silver, coins tend to have a higher premium. You may have anywhere from 10 to 20% premium over the spot. But if you purchase a 100-ounce silver bar, that could potentially decrease your premium as low as 3 to 4% with the premium over the spot price. Lastly, coins or bars, they're both equally liquid when it comes to reselling. With coins, you tend to pay a higher premium up front, but you can expect to receive more on the back end. The only time it can become difficult to resell gold or silver is if you have a larger bar. So if you have like a 1,000-ounce silver bar, it may be harder for that to be resold because a dealer may want to refine the metal before they start to resell it to the public. So I hope all of this was very informative for you all with just what to look for when it comes to investing in precious metals, and also just what are the investment purposes with gold, silver, platinum, and also palladium. As always, if you can continue to like, subscribe, and share this video, continue to support the Patreon page. I will put that in the show notes with the link tree. And I want to thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode, and take care.